every once in a while, a flare goes off and illuminates the entire battlefield. And this is one of those moments for me, and you guys are along for the ride. Today I'm smoking my Stanwell Admiral, and in it, Beck's Old Limey Bastard. And I have a big announcement that I have been delaying and delaying on YouTube. Everybody else knows about it, but I just haven't told you guys about it because I got caught up in other things, and it never seems like the right time, and this doesn't seem like the right time either. So I'm just gonna put it at later in this video, and just if you care, just wait till then. And we're gonna talk about big corporations a lot. I really like the Starbucks Sumatra single origin. Is that bad? Is it? There's gotta be horrible stuff. It's so good, it's got to be horrible. It's got to be harvested by, like, they're whipping koalas to harvest this coffee. That's gotta be. Tell me, if you are a coffee person and you know about the morality of coffee, tell me a better way to get the same thing. For the past 3 years, I have been literally crawling around the woods with giant, fragile, expensive cameras, taking pictures of trees and rocks and water and fish and all the stuff that I do. And I do it because I love it. Because I love it, and because it's in danger. The world that I want to spend my time in is not one that is protected or valued or serves our current society. And I shoot in black and white, and everyone's like, oh, it's so vintage, it's timeless, it's classic. It's not. I shoot in black and white because I'm in mourning, because these things are not going to be here for my kid and my kid's kids. These things they're disappearing. I'm taking pictures of ghosts. And so the black and white for me is about not presenting it as like, oh, here's a postcard. Come to Asheville. Come enjoy all the views while we're tearing the forest down over here. Don't look that way. Look at all these views. It's so pretty. Say what you will about me, and many of you have. This work, if nothing else, what I am doing is authentic. I'm actually going to these places. I'm actually hauling my fat ass up these mountains to take these pictures. I am not doing it for likes. I'm not doing it for, Lord knows, I'm not doing it for money. This is my genuine artistic voice. So, love it or hate it, you think the photos are crap, that's fine. They're just pictures of waterfalls, derivative, whatever. I don't care. It's really me. This is really what I'm seeing and how I see it. And what drives me insane is not being poor, though I am, is not working my ass off all the time, though I do. What drives me insane is no matter what I do, no one really sees these pictures. And that is why I got fixated on the Twitter thing, on Elon Musk buying Twitter with $44 billion, more money than any of us will ever. That's more money. Can you even see $10,000? Have you ever seen $10,000? Can you point to something that you or any of your neighbors own, one single thing that is worth more than $10,000, free and clear, that is not tied to a larger institution? We can't imagine how much buying power $44 billion actually has. And Elon Musk buys Twitter and then burns it to the ground. Why? Why would someone do that when they're the richest person in the world? They obviously didn't get there by being stupid. Why would someone do that? And everyone says, well, he is stupid. He doesn't actually know how to run a business. He just was very lucky his entire life. Okay, whatever. He's an egomaniac, narcissist. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And people trot out Hanlon's razor, which is never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by incompetence. I don't know if Hanlon never actually hung out with people, but that's bullshit. People are full of malice, and the more malicious they are, the more likely they are to be incompetent. I'm not sure what the relationship there is, but the most malicious people I've ever known were supremely incompetent. What does this have to do with me and my moody landscapes? for the last couple of months, I've really been more and more aware that something for me has to change. That I can't keep doing what I'm doing in the sense of like, I go out and I bust my ass, literally, to take photos that I think are the best I can do, and love them or hate them, they're real. And so then I put them on social media, and they just disappear. I get 56 likes on a photo that I spent an afternoon in the rain, hiking up a mountain to take. Is it because the photo's not good? No, no, because something happened yesterday. I had a very successful business deal yesterday based on the moodiest, grainiest, most subversive, most like fuck you society work I've done in the last 3 years. Someone just hired me for several $1,000s based on that work. And you know how they found me? They saw my work, a physical piece of my work. They took a picture of it on their phone, and a year later, they were like, I wonder who that photographer was that took that picture. They looked up the picture, they zoomed in, there's my name in the corner of the photo. They looked me up. That's how they found me. So the easy conclusion is social media is full of shit and it doesn't reward authentic voices and blah, blah, blah. And we all knew that already, right? That's what we're doing here in the YouTube pipe community and not the YouTube gaming community or beauty videos or whatever is super popular these days on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, hey, we're being ourselves, right? That's the point. But none of us, I think the biggest pipe guy is probably stuffing things. What does he have? Like 100,000 subs? Like he's not PewDiePie by any means. What the Twitter thing has done for me is allow me to get over the boohoo starving artist. Why doesn't anyone see my work? Okay, let's get over that for a second. Let's take the personal stuff out of it. What is actually happening here is that a billionaire bought a giant platform that is exceptionally useful for destabilizing the status quo. Twitter was a cesspool long before Musk bought it, and I wasn't on there that much because of that. But, be that as it may, when you want to organize a protest in a Middle Eastern country or an Asian country or this country, you don't do it on Facebook. You don't do it on YouTube. You don't do it on Reddit. You do it on Twitter. Because Twitter, unlike any of those platforms, was actually novel and actually did facilitate amazingly quick communication between millions of individual human beings. Decentralized communication, in spite of all the algorithm complaints everybody had about Twitter. It was an incredible democratizing tool. As of mid-October, before the Musk thing really got going, the top 5 shareholders of Twitter were Musk and a bunch of global investment firms, institutional investors that are rich because they are rich. Now, after Musk really got rolling, one of those, I don't know which one, one of those, but not Musk, one of those top 5 shareholders has been displaced by Saudi Prince Al Walid. Saudi Prince Al Walid is now the second largest shareholder of Twitter next to Elon Musk. Can you think of anyone in this world more motivated to make sure there's not an uprising against the status quo in his country? So this is not incompetence. This is malice. Twitter is being systematically dismantled on purpose. And why should we care as YouTube pipe smokers? What about the other platforms? Why would the rich orchestrate this dramatic public falling apart of a platform like this? Why not go after Instagram? Why not go after YouTube? They don't go after those platforms because those platforms are already playing the game. I did an experiment yesterday. When I left Twitter, I got on Mastodon, which is this really geeky, it's like Linux, it's this really geeky, like open source, decentralized social media. And I'm not here to sell you on Mastodon, but I got on Mastodon just as like something to do. Just, hey, this will be an interesting thing to try out. So I got on Mastodon. I have 17 followers on Mastodon. I'll put a link down below, but that's not the point. The point is, yesterday I did an experiment, and I posted the same photo at the same time on Instagram, Facebook, and Mastodon. It's a good photo. It's a picture of a tree. Who doesn't like a picture of a tree in the fog on top of a mountain, right? This is like the most benign, innocuous photo I could think of. Here's the numbers. So I posted it at 2:14 in the afternoon, which is generally when my social media analytics tell me that I should do my posting to get the best reach. On Instagram, I got engagement from 2.4% of my followers. On Facebook, I got engagement from 0.6% of my followers. On Mastodon, I got engagement from 30% of my followers. That's not because Mastodon is a better platform. It's clunky. The UI is terrible. There's nobody on it. It's because Mastodon doesn't use an algorithm. If you've been here with us on YouTube for any length of time, you know how frustrating it is to make a video and then it gets squashed by the algorithm and no one ever sees it. Even people who have said, yes, I want to subscribe to you. I like your content. I want to see more of what you have. They don't see what you have. They see what YouTube wants to sell them. That is why for this video, I'm going to make a saleable thumbnail. The YouTube algorithm, as we know, rewards thumbnails where people make faces like this and point to something. That's our thumbnail. So we've all known, especially those of us who enjoy an unpopular hobby and like to camaraderise about it, we've always known that YouTube does not have our best interest at heart. They're just trying to make money. Okay, that's cool. We're on their platform. What I'm saying is these platforms are actively working against authentic communication. Because of the way it's made, Twitter was a lot harder to force into the corral. So they killed it. What do? I have no idea. I don't have any answers. But at least now I feel like I have a real grasp of the problem. That in my younger days, I thought social media was a destabilizing agent. That it was there to shake up the status quo and break up the institutions that had brokered our information for so long. And now I realize social media is the status quo. My pipe has gone out, and I don't know what pot-smoking hippie lives in this house that has only ordered the spiky-ass pipe cleaners. I can't find a good fluffy pipe cleaner. All right, I'm not leaving. The answer is not to leave. Now, I left Twitter. Because I'm not going to be on a platform with unmoderated hate speech. Fuck that. And everybody's like, oh, stay and fight. All right, I know you've heard this adage, but I'm now in middle age, right? Which is the time when you go ahead and say adages, even though people have heard it, and you always say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this adage, okay? I don't know what it is about us middle-aged guys, but we love to do this, okay? Arguing with an idiot is like mud wrestling with a pig. You both get filthy, and the pig likes it. So that is why I'm out of Twitter. I'm not going to play that game, but we have a good community here. I really appreciate my following on other platforms, on Instagram and Facebook. And if they ever see my photos, that's even better. I mean, I assume if you've watched this far, you've seen this video, right? So there's something of value here that still remains. How do we leverage that into something better in our lives? That's the question to carry forward. But I do know that depending on these social media companies to facilitate genuine connection among people is like depending on BP or Exxon to save the environment. So now I've made a big, long rant, and I still have to announce my announcement. And I said I would put it at the end of this video, so I will. Here we go. I have made a book, and I have made a book about one of the places where I've been fishing all these years, and you've seen me there fishing, and I want to tell you about this book. But man, I feel for you if you've already watched this far. But I'm going to swallow that imposter syndrome, and I'm going to forge ahead, because if you have watched this far, you probably want to know. I made a book about Bent Creek, North Carolina, and I went out there and trudged through this creek for quite a bit of trudging in the late spring. And my book is now complete, and I have released it to my patrons who funded it. I make $0 off the look. I am not here to get rich. I don't know if I can communicate this any more clearly. I'm talking to you in my garage. I have trash bags in the background. They're not full of trash. This is packaging materials, and this is, I think that's wax. That's candle wax. So I'm not I'm not sitting here in squalor, but it does look like squalor. So please don't misunderstand. I didn't just make a big indictment of consumeristic capitalism, and now I'm trying to make a lot of money on a book. That's not what's going on. I made a book of photos. Every dime of the proceeds gets donated to the Pisgah Conservancy, and I will break that down in a separate video. Just let me just get this announced to you. The book is called Bent Creek, a collection of photos. I know it's a really creative title, and I'm going to put a link down below to a public post on my Patreon, and you can read so much about this book. But for my YouTube audience, the point is I'm going to be releasing 2 videos from the shooting of this book that are, I think, pretty hilarious and good videos of fishing and photography in a really awesome place. The book, if you actually order it, a physical copy is $25, which includes shipping, and the cost of printing each book is about $4. So it's $10 to ship it. I'm bad at math, but whatever. I break down the remainder that goes directly to Pisgah Conservancy. I do not make a dime in profit. And if you buy the ebook, which is also available at the link, I think there's actually more of that money that goes to. It's like equal. So if you don't want a physical book, ebooks are great, and basically the same amount goes to the charity. Pisgah Conservancy maintains all the trails and bridges and stuff that make my videos possible. So I felt like they were a pretty good recipient of the tens of dollars I'm going to send them from this book. I think that's probably enough for now, right? I think we covered some ground. Okay. Thank you for watching. Let's find a way to stay together in all this craziness. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.